Time now for Options Insight. Here's Abigail Doolittle. And I mean, you're looking at the banks and, of course, bank earnings.
It's certainly a timely topic, given the fact that some of the big banks start reporting tomorrow to do just this. Scott Bauer of Prosper Trading Academy, CEO over there. Thanks for joining, Scott. Happy Monday to you. And, you know, I was just looking at the sector action on the year. It's pretty amazing. At this point, we now have more S&P 500 sectors higher on the year. A huge reversal of earlier this year. But the banks, the second worst on the year right now, down 17%, behind energy down, my gosh, 49%. But still, the banks hurting on the year. Do you think that this can change by the end of the year?
I really do, and you know, it certainly seems like this has happened almost overnight with this reversal in the sectors where we now have, you know, more higher than our lower. I do think the banks going into the end of the year can make this big reversal. You know, the rate environment, even though the Fed has said, you know, we're going to stay here and we're going to stay here and we're going to stay here, the rate environment has shifted a little bit. But the big guys like the Goldman Sachs, JP, even Morgan Stanley, the ones with big trading background, big trading revenues, this volatility is here to stay through the end of the year, Abigail. And I think that is what's going to carry them into, you know, the fourth quarter and beyond.
Well, there certainly have been some pretty good trading results year to date so far for those banks. What about loan losses, though? And also, what about the earnings season that is about to start tomorrow with JP Morgan and then the bank you're really honing in on, Goldman Sachs, on Wednesday?
Yeah, you know, overall, only 69 of the entire S&P 500 space has 69 companies have issued earnings guidance, which is, you know, almost 50% below what's normal. And to me, the big determining factor for the banks and for the financials are going to be not so much what the results were, but are they going to issue guidance? Are they going to give, you know, not guidance that is maybe so rosy, but that they can see a clear path forward? That's what I'm looking for from these big guys, and I think if we get that, they are going to lead the market higher.
Well, you know, it's interesting looking at Goldman Sachs relative to some of the other big banks this year, really outperforming, even though it's down, but only down about 7%. The other banks down about 25% or more. Tie this into earnings on Wednesday and also your trade idea.
Sure. I'm very bullish. I think their trading revenues and M&A activity during the quarter should be blowout. Interest income and the overall concern for economic slowdown, yeah, that may hamper their numbers. I love the upside here. So going into the print, I am buying this week's 215, 225 call spread, $10 wide. I'm trying to get that for about $2.25 or so, which is a little lower than where it's currently trading in the market. We get a little bit of pullback later today or tomorrow. That's really what I want to see here. And I really think that, you know, any sort of decent guidance and Goldman breaks out of this range that it's been in, and there is some resistance at, you know, 220-ish, I think it can break out above that.
Scott Bauer of Prosper Trading Academy, thank you as always for joining us for Options Insight. From New York, this is Bloomberg.